All right, everyone. So I think it's pretty important that we discuss this diagram here. So this is what I call the contractor leverage ladder. And so you're going to see 6 very distinct stops here on this pyramid ladder as we grow through our company. And so I wanted to walk you through it as sort of a frame, just so that you have the proper mindset around what you're stepping into with our program and how you're going to be able to move up this leverage ladder. And what you'll notice is that your pay will actually increase the more that you move up, because after all, we just get paid for the value that we provide to the world. And so let's start down here at the bottom. So step number 1 is going to be the lead technician role. Now, these pay rates will vary a little bit based on your area, but this is pretty accurate to what they are where my service business is. And so lead technician, you're in and around that $22 an hour mark. Yes, we add some bonuses for our technicians, but that's kind of like a base rate pay where we'll be. And so the technician position is really in charge of fulfilling the services on the job site, right? So whether you're painting, cutting grass, washing windows, cleaning gutters, whatever the case may be, you're really in charge of going out, meeting clients, and doing the actual services that you offer. And so you may be stuck in this position in your business right now that you're the primary technician, and that's why you're in our program, for us to help get you off the truck, change your mindset, and move you off level 1 and into higher levels of value provision in your company. Level 2 is your office manager. Okay, so this is like very similar pay rate to your technicians. Our lead techs make very similar to what our office manager does. And so you want to be really sorted when it comes to the back end of your business. Okay, so this is like the busy administrative work. So this is going to be, taking inbound phone calls, calling out to your clients. It's going to be scheduling, which is huge. It's going to be doing, general office activities in your company by way of getting back to the clients. I call my office manager our client happiness manager, because really she oversees the thousands of clients that we have and make sure that she's kind of the first line of defense in talking to them and representing our company very well. So in that way, it saves me, 40 hours a week that I don't need to talk directly to our clients unless there's like a big problem that I need to take care of. But generally, our office team is going to be able to handle that. Third up is our production manager. And so once you get your third crew on the road, you're going to definitely have enough stuff coming up in operations that you're going to need to have somebody that your technicians can reach out to for questions, for leadership. And so the production manager is in charge of managing the technicians for profitability, efficiency, and running a high quality or producing high quality work on the job sites, as well as running like a safe job site is very important. And so I would suggest, as you grow through your company, you can look at, you've probably heard me talk about our hybrid role, right? And so once you get truck 1, truck 2 on the road, you've got 4 technicians. I would start looking for which one of those 4 has the highest ceiling for leadership that you can then take and move into this production manager role. And it doesn't need to go full time right away. Like, I'd start experimenting when you have 2 crews, start looking at that individual you've identified. And you may have right now 1 crew and you have like 1 rock star. You're like, man, this guy could lead production, or this girl could lead production. Steal a Friday from them. Maybe it's 2 Fridays a month that you're like, you're going to come with me and we're going to do a bunch of production stuff, because I see leadership potential. And just so you know, by next year, we're going to need someone to be running our crews as a production manager. So again, very important. And you're kind of halfway through the ladder right here. You're going to see the pay jump like pretty significantly for these last 3, because they are really the skills that drive the revenue for the business. Okay. Office manager can still definitely drive revenue by doing quotes and booking jobs for sure. Production managers will talk to, neighbors walking up and drive leads. But generally these are for like fulfillment. But these are the ones that can really, add some dollars to your schedule, or at least be more of their primary role, especially when it comes to the sales consultant role. And so this is going to be somebody who's going to have the people skills, and it's probably you right now in your company. Like generally what we do is we coach that the owner, like the last hat you take off is generally in the sales department. And that's definitely how it was for me. And so, even keeping right now 1 to 2 days a week where you can go and quote in person is going to be very valuable to your company if you're, sub $1 million in revenue. But once you start growing, beyond $500,000, 750, 800 grand, you're going to want to have someone who that is their role to go out and meet clients. And so it's going to be estimating projects in person, and also ensuring like clients are a great fit to do business with your company, because when you're new to business, you want to just like book everything under the sun and stay busy. But as you grow and start to systematize, you're going to learn like, man, these kind of jobs, these kind of clients are like perfect, like ideal avatars. And these ones, like they're too sketchy. The clients are annoying. They're cheap. We're not going to work for those people. So it's part of the sales consultant almost being like the gatekeeper to your company, being like, do we want to have this person come in, or are they not going to be a great fit? The sales consultant is a great one too, to have a base pay. It could be $20 an hour, $24 an hour, and then giving them a percentage of all the work that they book. So that could be 2, 3, 4, 5%, depending. All have to have it like with a sliding base. So this is like a sweet position for, standard base. They can pay rent, get groceries, but, we want them booking 50, 70, 100 grand a month that they could get, 2, 3, 4 grand bump in pay per month if they're going out and booking all that work. So just be, kind of watch the numbers with that one, but it's kind of a fun one to play around when it comes to the pay rate. And then you got the general manager. Okay. So this is someone's going to make, a 6-figure salary to run your company. This is when all these other positions are in place. And so they're really going to be managing the operation, managing your company, ensuring the sales, operations, and the office are all working harmoniously and achieving the targeted profit margin. So what I like to see for a company running independent of me is about a 20% net profit margin. So if you're up about $1 million in sales, you should have, 80, 90, 100K or so that a general manager could really make to run the business and make sure, the crews are being taken care of, make sure we're still booking work and making sure that we can hit, those steady 100K months. And for the owner, you should have roughly a $20,000 cash flow kicked off to you. 15, it could be 15, could be 25 even. All depends on kind of how much you're growing. What I've typically found in my journey is I tend to probably overpay a little bit to keep people in my company so that I don't have to be pulled in to do a lot of the decision making. So rather than working, 15 hours a week in my company as an owner, I'd rather work like 4 and pay people higher to be able to handle a lot of problems. That's what I've traditionally found in hiring employees is you get rock stars, you got to pay them really well, but in return, you keep your cash flow and you get back a good chunk of your time. And so that level 6 is the owner level. You should literally be making $100 an hour plus here, because if you're working full-time on another business or investments or whatever, you should be able to quite handily be making 200 grand a year from this service business at 20%, as well as, like I said, if you've got other entrepreneurial pursuits. I think there's very few people that I work with that scale their company up to this level and then choose to just like go in coast mode and do nothing. Like usually they're like, did it with a washing business. So they want to do it with a painting business or a junk removal business, or, they want to start an online business, or they want to get into like real estate investing, or they want to, do whatever really. But yeah, generally, if you have that entrepreneurial mindset, like you've done it once with the business, maybe it took you like 5 or 6 or 7 years, you can probably do it in half the time with like another opportunity. So what I've traditionally found is you wire up your brain in a way to think like an entrepreneur that you cannot help but live your life now and see like opportunities all around you. So that's all for another day. But for now, I would get really focused on where is 80% of your time going right now. And that's the position that we want to work on first hiring with you. And it's probably that you're going to be stuck in kind of these lower 3 steps here. So those are the ones that we first want to systematize, build some standard order around, and start recruiting for as well, because the only way to move yourself up the pay scale is not to create more hours per day. We need to start making what I call like the best trade, is literally dishing off all these $25 an hour tasks and getting somebody to perform those. And in return, we're going to be being able to make that $40 to $50, the $100 an hour. That's really what growing a service business is all about, is being able to actually leverage your time and move yourself to provide higher value. And this is only possible if we have our price book set up properly. And that's why we really teach whatever you're paying your technicians, including burdens, let's say $30 an hour, you need to bill them out around a 4x wage multiple. So minimum 3, but ideally 4. I like 4. And so if I'm paying my technicians all in for $30 an hour, I need to now bill them out at $120 an hour. There's just no other way around that if you want to stay profitable. Otherwise, if you're paying technicians $30 an hour, all included with burdens, you're charging them out at $60 an hour. Maybe fun for a couple of weeks, you bought your time back, but it's not going to scale. There's not going to be enough margin to be able to pay these people in your company. So very important that our numbers stay in check as we go along this ladder. But so long as your pricing is proper and you hire the right people and you follow our proven system, we're going to be able to move you up this pyramid. It gets like pretty exciting as you see each year being yourself in a different role, because growing a service business is all about identifying the roadmap and then firing yourself at each step of the organization. So if you looked at this very conservatively with a 6-year time frame, you should be able to do 1 position per year. And quite honestly, I've had a year where I was literally moving from like office team all the way up, like skipping or hiring for the office, hiring for the production, and hiring for the sales, all in like a year-ish time frame. So it doesn't need to take 6 years, but everyone grows at different levels and it's not a rush to grow your business. But I find as soon as you see the roadmap for yourself in your head, you're like, cool, I know exactly what I got to do and I'm in the right community to do it. So I hope there's some value on here for you in this training. And definitely let us know if you got any questions. But I think this is a nice way to kind of see it out in your head, what each position is and what the corresponding wage level is for that. So yeah, we'll chat to you guys soon and hopefully you enjoyed this one.